Hi Bobcats, this is Ms. Lee, and we're going to continue our lessons on linear relationships. Today's lesson is writing equations from graphs. Please make sure that you have your notes packet and you're taking notes and working the examples as we go through them. We're just going to get straight into it. Here we have a table, we have a coordinate graph. It's actually just the first quadrant, and in the coordinate graph we have some points that are plotted. We can take this data that's in our graph and we can write an equation that represents the data, that represents the linear relationship between x and y, or in this case p and t. And the easiest thing to do is just to make your x and y coordinate table. Start with the first point. It's actually at the origin, so the x-coordinate is 0 and the y-coordinate is 0. Go to your next point. You go down to the x-axis, it's at 6. Go over to y, and it's at 1. So the ordered pair would be 6, 1. Excuse me. Then you go to the next point and you do the same thing. The x-coordinate would be 12. Let's go over here to the y, it would be 2. So 12, 2. Do the same thing for the next point, and you would have 18, 3. And the last point would be 24 on the x and 4 on the y. Once you have these once you have this x and y data, now you have a table, and you can just go through and find your equation. Not going to really start with the zeros because I don't know what to do there. But I can go from 6 to 1 by either subtracting 5 or by dividing by 6. Well, I can also look at my table and I can see that if I were to connect my data points, then it goes through the origin. And I know that any linear graph that goes through the origin is representing a multiplicative relationship. Excuse me. So I'm not going to be subtracting because that's not multiplicative, but I could be dividing each x by 6. Let's check, make sure that it works. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. That works. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. 24 divided by 6 equals 4. So that's going to be our rule. We're going to divide x by 6. So writing the equation, y is going to equal x divided by 6. So one-step equation. There's nothing else that we need to add to it. Okay, second one. Do the same thing. So this is a little bit different, and you don't actually see the points. So you want to look for the points. The easiest points to use are going to be the ones that are whole numbers, where the x and the y actually meet, like right here or right here. You try to, if you get it in between, it might not be exact, so that's why we try to get the ones where they meet at the little corners here. So these are points that I could use. Oh, right here, what is this? That's the origin. Oh, origin. What kind of relationship is it going to be? Multiplicative. Yay! Alright, so my first ordered pair is 0, 0. Come over here to my second point. If I come down to the x, it's a 2. If I go over to the y, it is a 4. Next point, if I go down to the x, it's a 4. Go over to the y, it's an 8. 6, 12. Do you know the rule already? Next one is going to be an 8, 16. And the last one is going to be a 10, 20. Yep. That rule is to multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 6 times 2 is 16. 10 times 2 is 20. So the equation y is going to equal 2x. Again, this is not a two-step problem. There's nothing we need to add or subtract, so it's just y equals 2x. And that's all there is to it. Have a great day.